So as most people who watch me know, there's a lot of visual novels in Japan that get their own adaptations or spin-offs, as they're basically manga for people who can only read from monitors, but I doubt a lot of you can call a lot of them brands or a franchise, and if you can, not a lot of them have international fame. Stuff like Toho and Fate are probably the most obvious examples of it. It's a thing that requires and doesn't require an explanation, as anyone who had at least a small interest in anime have at least seen one fan art based on them, and they have the biggest problems all brands and franchises have, and that eventually they become self-sustainable and inevitably dense to any newcomer. Case in point, Fate Kaleid liner Prisma Illya, one of the two Fate spin-offs I know and care about. Unlike the original that depicts a war over some form of MacGuffin, this one depicts one of the characters, Illya, becoming a magical girl and collecting MacGuffins. God, 2013 was a much simpler time. But yes, of the plot is basic magical girl stuff you've probably seen at least once. There's a girl, there's a magic vibrator to combine and go fight evil in whatever myriad of forms it may manifest. The only big difference from any other show about magical girls that isn't a deconstruction or pretentious is that this one has characters that people who like Fate might recognize. And good for them, I say, but to people whose only previous interaction with Fate was at best porn-related, there is not really much to it. In fact, there really is nothing to it. The plot, the graphics, and even the music are all stock. It has zero creativity or wit put into it. All jokes and gags are repeated at least once over the course of the series. The enemies they fight are all spirits from Fate universe, so there's not even originality in that, and the 10-episode format makes some scenes feel rushed. The best comparison would be the Big Order OVA, that is basically a retelling of the first 2-3 episodes of the series with some new scenes, only in case of Illya that retelling was stretched out into 10 episodes. The same with Nekopara, really. I've tried watching this show, gotten to episode 5, and then understood that this show isn't for me. It was clearly created for fans, and while I have nothing against it, it does mean that it automatically excludes those who aren't fans, as those who only have a casual knowledge of the series will feel a bit alienated by the stuff they only have a vague understanding of, and those who aren't fans will simply be bored. So in conclusion, Fate Katana Sushi Harakiri Stepan is a very specific thing for the initiated that requires you liking Fate universe to really appreciate it, but others will feel disassociated because the show is barely expatiated. The anime industry equivalent of shrugging your shoulders while doing confused noises. I guess it has lesbians, which is good for representation and someone's genitals, but that means jack shit in today's industry. Lesbians are the vanilla flavor of queer relationship. It's the thing everyone does when they desperately want to portray gay people in their work but don't want religious or conservative fundamentalists to kidnap their families.